Broadcast live.
So Musa, how you doing, my brother?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Nice one, man. Thanks for coming through to the Unplug. Now, you know, when they talk about you, they say Musa from Idols. Okay, I was just like Musa ubuya kuphi because I started like Musa ubuya kuphi. La Musa sebabaningi manje sekunabo. Is it Musa Keys? Is it Musa from Idols? Is it Musa Maimani? Is it, you know? Which Musa are we? Which Musa is on Unplugged?
I think
Musa Maimani also led politics, so maybe it's not a band also.
Politics. But abankai chance, yes. But like I don't think ngiyafuna ngiloko kuthiwa Musa from Idols because Idols found me on a journey, and I do get where people come from with.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, but why ngumthandi? You know, like, bazonginiki chance ukuthi ngibatshele esinye story.
So kanti ubani ke uMusa wakuphi?
Wena ngumusa waseMpumalanga, ipantsula lothando jo.
Yeah. Yabona yikho bathi mthandi.
But mina ngiyipantsula le love, like ngiyajolisana blind. Ngingakujolisi ngiyakushadisa. Akho into engiyenza. Ofingani. Mara ngaze ngahlukanisa abantu.
Kanti ngiyacabanga.
Unga.
Ubheke phezulu manje.
No, that's why ngizama ukuchecka like izingoma zami ukuthi mhlambi khona le
yokuxabana.
Anginayo. Mina zami ziyaxolisa. Ngisiza amajita jo. And yazi into emile yenzeke yini?
Yeah.
Ngicela this thing and ngicela ukuyisho ku camera this thing. Ngicela like amajita ahlangane eMzansi. Bangibhalele just iletter thank you.
Because uyabaziza.
Jo. Kunabantu abajoliswe yimi. Yeke ukushada bengazishele kanjani leya chiri. Ngishaya inamba wathi nayi ngishela ngale. Kunamajita jo ma drive bamane bafaka music aloku abheka uchiri. Ukuthi ayizithini lapha.
So basically, when you are the real Jola 99, when I Musa with Jola 99. The faithful. So if Uchup is the one that is like got the red devil, you're the one with the angel.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not checking those numbers, not cheating.
Yeah.
Feeling yamelana na lezo. Funa abantu abajola straight.
So tell me, Mpana, just where you're saying Idols was on your journey. Where do you find this thing, your goal? Just to say, okay, you know, this is the journey I want to take. How do you even discover that you've got a voice? You know what I mean?
I discovered I could sing from the age of 5. And merely that was part of how I had to learn everything. How I had to learn how to speak, how I learned how to write the little bit that I do, how I captured the understanding of words using syllables. So my primary school teacher used to always, I was like that special kid that would always be taught things by syllables. Slaps, I would have to slap things out. So I'd always be on a beat for things. So when there's like riddles, I'm the first guy on it. Like I'm gonna get it right. Like that's a given because that's a part of my world. I'm using time for everything. So at that age already, I remember in primary school, I think I was in grade 2. And I was performing Red Wine, which was so interesting until I was older. I was like, really? I was like, this was me in school. I was UB40. I was talking about red wine. The teachers allowed me. I was like, they had a good time with me, did they not? So it was like one of those things for me, you know. So singing has always, like, it's one of, I think that's why I would never let go of music. Like, and I've been asked the question before, like, when did you fall in love with music? I didn't have to. It's like music builo chirong tandi. You know what I mean? Mina ngapayizela phezu kwakhe sajola kamambele. You understand? Asile chireng eshelile like ayifuna yangibhampisa mina ile chiri le vele le bhaliwe kwathi wona ichiri kamusa.
Yeah.
Sajola, and that's what happened with music.
So I mean, Uti, like from school, you know, you were already like you're being teach syllables using music, and you're just like obviously you've got a foundation that literally like is almost like taking some of the challenges that you had to be educated in school, and you want to kind of plug that with the kids. Can you just tell me a bit about the foundation and what it's about?
The foundation is about educating parents, educating teachers about dyslexia, bringing the conversation to dyslexia forward. Because I went to fairly good schools, you know what I mean? Like all my schools that I went to were good schools, but even in the midst of that, the teachers at that time couldn't pick up what was really going on with me. I was deemed it lazy, but I'm active when I want to. So now there's like many diagnoses, but no one is getting to the actual conversation of, oh, maybe he's dyslexic. Because if you do things outside of him, outside of you just writing things down and give them a different light, he kills it. But everyone is going to focus on the normal structure of school. He must go through, he must do, he must, if he does not, and then therefore he fails, he's dumb, he's this, he's slow, he's lazy.
Yeah.
So I got to a point where I was like, after everything I've been through in my life and managing to survive and be the person that I am today and be able to execute a number of businesses, being able to execute my music career and being able to take control of so many things with my dyslexia, which sometimes plays the biggest role of it all, because I become efficient in my thinking and very quick on my feet because I've always had to fight through being heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every time I would have to make sure I'm 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting in a room, I analyze a room and I see how I can control a room.
Yeah.
And that then became a trade for me. Now that works for me in the world of business.
Yeah.
Because when I'm sitting with people in a meeting, I'm the one that owns the meeting, even if you're the one who called it.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to being the dominant party in everything that I do, because I had to fight that way through to a point where it just became casual to me. Like when you walk into a room, how many people there? Who's who? Who's doing what? Okay, sharp, how do I own this room? And that's exactly how my mind functions 90% of the time. So for me, I was asked one day that one word that I can describe dyslexia, and I said superpower. You know what I mean? Because that's where, if a lot of people knew that they were dyslexic and had a way of handling their dyslexia, they would have came out better.
So I guess dyslexia, for people who Googling right now, or who don't have data to Google, dyslexia just to describe what is it, what's wrong with you when you have dyslexia?
I don't know what's wrong.
No, I mean obviously like when you okay.
I don't even want to use
foundation.
Yeah.
Kuthi uzofundisa abantu abazoshisa yabo manje ngizokushaya manje.
So for me it's a,
or at least what is like a normal, what's deemed as normal, and when you have dyslexia they go,
so when you,
this is not
so obviously
normal.
when you're a normal child, normal student, you read, you do whatever, you calculate things easier. People with dyslexia sometimes are more familiar with numbers than they are with anything else, because they're quick with numbers in that way, and it's easier for them to deal with numbers than words. For others, they write alphabet backwards. Like me, sometimes I can write something down and then you remove the paper and then you put it back, then I can't read it. Or I can read something if I'm not saying it out loud. And so you go,
what is it?
What does that say?
Yeah.
And then that whole thing just scribbles up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't even have the right words to put, because I don't want to use disability. It's just something that sometimes pushes you back and it unlocks other parts of who you are as a person. Like in terms of other people who are dyslexic are more industrious. Like they're more physical with the things they do and they're great at it. They just don't need words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I'm in a studio, for example, I don't use paper and pen to write a song. I need the music to play, and as it plays, I write it in my head, and then immediately I just project it out, which works very greatly for me. Period of Idols, when I was on Idols, everyone else would have lyrics. and they would read. Like, I would never take the papers because I just need my headphones.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking around the whole day listening to the song. Tomorrow I'm good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, yeah.
So do you sometimes maybe, if let's say you're writing a check, put a 0 by mistake because maybe I need to ask you to write me a check?
You see, that's the joy of that.
1 million. Hey, I'm about to say something. By the time we throw it, you need to let us police get back. Nah, you check out companity.
No. I would never make those mistakes. It's numbers. It's numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm great with numbers.
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to calculate the bag. Because I'm good with numbers.
Yeah.
I know when I'm losing money. I know when I'm making money. With the numbers, I'm great.
And I mean, like in that, you're on various businesses that need you to be efficient in the numbers, and obviously, I'm assuming, I don't know whether you got your capital through music, but like obviously, you're able to thrive in those businesses.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of businesses are you running that require you to constantly be like, okay, the numbers need to make sense?
Sure, man. Everything I'm running, farming, construction, the foundation itself, the music business itself. There's a bicycle project that I'm actually busy with now. That's gonna be very interesting. I just can't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't give you the full picture, but it's gonna be very interesting, which is gonna change the unemployment rates in the country very highly, actually. So all of those things require me to be more on numbers than I am on words. Yeah, I mean, I am at a point where I can hire someone to write proposal, if I can say it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, in income, the proposal. I mean, he thinking.
Yeah, like
it was moo in the morning.
You though, you see, so it's one of those. So for me, it's like one of those things that work out so easy for me because the numbers I'm great. And that's why for a lot of people, it becomes such a surprise how well-spoken I am. It's like, you're lying with this. And I'm like, but that's part of what dyslexia brings to the table. I'm not saying I can't speak. I'm saying I can't read and write. I didn't say anything about speaking. And the reason why I will be well-spoken is because I capture that, and that is compensated for me in my mind because I'm not reading. So therefore I have more space to take in
information.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So I guess from a music perspective, had you seen yourself, and I'm talking about Idol's days, had you seen yourself diversifying in so many ways, or what made you go, you know what, I actually just want to do music because I want to do music and I have to diversify? Where was that line where you said, you know, you could, I just asked you now about going to America and you said you turned it down. I mean, you're a guy, you sing. I mean, there's so many, I believe there's always an opportunity for a guy with a natural voice to sing versus a guy who raps.
Yeah.
Because rapping is an American thing, then most times you do it in vernacular, the world goes, what are you saying? You know what I mean? But singing is a voice, it could go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What made you kind of go, music is just going to be a passion and I'm not really going to pursue it as hard from a business perspective, I'm going to focus on everything else?
Because to a certain degree, the music business is not fun anymore.
Okay.
So the truth of it for me is I want to make it as fun as possible for myself, and allow people to jump ship onto my joy. You know what I mean? And not having to always, and that's why I hate the idea of numbers. This is how much you make. This is how much you sold. This is how many views you have. I hate the numbers game because it takes away the love and the passion for what we're really trying to do.
And the intent,
Yeah, I'm in love with music. You know what I mean? I don't want to do this thing because I'm able to do 2 million views on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like the other day, my friend was showing me, was like, oh, dude, Ntandi just went 9.7. I was like, yeah, man, you know, that's great. Like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that everything else is not about just how many numbers I can put. For me, it's about changing the world 1 year at a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I make sure that I create that space of business and make everything else. And when I say to you, I'm not like the keenest person to go to New York. I'd rather go to Zimbabwe and cynical. And because I want to be in a place, because I'm learning the culture, I'm seeing different things, I'm understanding. There's so much that I learn in me meeting and traveling around people than I do than when I just sit in a place and I go,
in a hotel.
Hey man, you know what I mean? I'm in the Apple, bro. I saw that on TV. I already probably have 60% of our culture is already their culture. So when I get there, I'm not learning much. I'm just engraving in my mind what I already thought this place was like. Why don't I go to a place where I don't have an idea of what it's like and find people in that place where I can put together and deliver music to them, and then they can look at me and go, we learned something, but we know how much we taught him about who we are. You know what I mean? I'd rather be in Nigeria, in the different parts of Nigeria, not even in like the core of Nigeria, Lagos, where everyone is going. I want to be in that place. I said to a friend of mine, at the end of this year, I actually want to go backpacking in Jamaica and just walk around Jamaica. You know what I mean? Without me going to a festival or... I just want to be in Jamaica, understand their culture, understand the people, get to know more about what's going on. South Africa as it is today, we have not even explored it as South African. There's so many parts of South Africa that sometimes people take pictures and you go, where are you? Why am I not spending my time doing that? You know what I mean? When I'm old one day and I'm rich as hell and I go to France, I want to enjoy France the way that one.
Then you sleep.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When I go to France, I actually want to enjoy the experience of France for what it is, because France is a very expensive place also.
Of course.
So people go there with like a low budget, you know what I mean? I don't want to live a champagne life on a beer budget, bro. You know what I mean? I actually want to be in France and be in France.
And drink champagne.
You know what I mean?
From France.
And be able to say, I literally dropped 300K in France and I came back and I had the time of my life. Now I know what the Eiffel Tower. A lot of people have been to France, they've never actually been inside the Eiffel Tower. They took pictures outside of it. They didn't go inside the Eiffel Tower. I want to be chilling inside the Eiffel Tower and having dinner inside the Eiffel Tower so that I have the actual experience. But until then, I've got so much more to see that is just around me that I would rather spend so much time. And even where I spread my music and have my conversations with my music, I love being in the space where I can make South Africans appreciate who they are through my art. And that makes me happy.
Well, Musa, thanks for fixing people's relationships. Thanks for helping people get married.
I didn't fix yours, man. You didn't say anything. I didn't see you. When I spoke about guys thanking me, I didn't hear you go, yeah, man, thank you. I thought that's what you were. That's where I was going. I was hoping you would just drop it in there. But it's fine. I mean, I guess there's not much I've done, but yeah.
No, but like, you must remember, that's the beauty about music, Angit. It doesn't die. And there's another thing about relationships. There's always something you gotta fix. So,
isn't that weird though?
I mean, like,
and no one tells you this, né?
No one tells you this.
That every day of your life you're gonna be fixing something.
Every day you gotta be, and sometimes you gotta be fixing yourself.
You
know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta be fixing yourself.
No, but I said this to someone. The only reason why at some point, and then I said to myself, like, ngizibona ukuthi ngihlupha kangakanani. Yabo ngijole nami ke ngibona mina bengizomela.
But when now inkinga ukuthi usetha ibar high, already like girl goes, umzwile ukuthi thini, so uzongithanda.
Oh yes,
then bakahlangana nawe.
Joyazi ngitshela izicabanga ukuthi ngiyacula like.
Bathi ukuthi le ngoma isifly
like ngithola naye like mohleli naye ucabanga ukuthi you just, you know. Like,
I need to be utshela amajuda ukuthi ayenzini. Those things that you are reading from your own manual.
No.
But they don't know. Now they know. You can't read.
So I don't see
you just sing it how you going. It's done.
Man, I'm trying. Joy, I think I'm ukusiza abantu.
No, don't worry.
Mina ngicela nisizakaleni
Majita, come on.
But le thank you ngiyayifuna.
No, thank you unnecessary. You can ngithi mina ungawari ngithi mina I'm married, I'm in a relationship, so I'm sure nje ingoma kune lyric nje elizodingakala somewhere somewhere. But I
Angeke
want
lihlale
like,
lingabi.
but
Kula ma-album oyi-4, I promise you,
the
khona
funny thing
into.
is that khona thing is ukuthi bengigula ngilele mara khona into engiyizwile ngathi hey bona le anti khuluma nami awuthi ngilale ngoba ngiyagula. Yo man, we out here with Musa, you know what I mean? Keeping the marriages going, keeping the love going. Make sure that you check him out, man. Book him. Just because he's got all these other businesses, music is still his first passion.
Yeah.
He wants to be out there playing the piano, just singing and speaking to. I need to talk champa.
Angisayifuni vele leyo nto. Ngeke namadolo sikumdala. Phela lenyuke yasinda jo.
And with that, we out.
Broadcast live